All right, guys, thanks for watching. My name's Zach, that's Carlos, and we're going to be your host as always. But before we go ahead and jump into sports, we're going to go ahead and shout out one of our sponsors.
Shout out.
CMC Services, located off of 45 in Rayford in the Spring area, and have been helping their community for about 25 years, providing services ranging from a public notary to defensive driving to even real estate. You can give them a call at 281-719-0881 for service inquiries, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5. And all right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the action happening in the NBA. We're going to go ahead and recap the past two Rockets games.
Dude,
man.
These games been fucking.
No,
they've been intense, man.
Yeah,
they've been good. I'm super excited to just talk about them.
Yeah, no. So the Mavs game, we knew it was going to be a tough nail biter going into it.
Start off everything. I wasn't expecting it to be that much of a nail biter. I mean, I
No,
knew it was
yeah.
close, but I'm talking about Friday night. Your boys hard bumping.
No, yeah. I mean, of course, Harden, Westbrook, they balled out. No surprise there. What really at the beginning of the game, Covington and Tucker and everybody, they weren't helping out as much as we'd want them to. But at the end of that game, man, Covington did that
coming
game
in clutch, giving me old school '90s playoff vibes.
Oh yeah,
with Utah.
Exactly, dude. Without Covington, we'd probably lose that game, man.
No, I mean, there's no one else tall enough. Covington's our tallest guy. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
I did see that both teams, there was not much defense coming off from the get go. Both, I believe, put up 42 each.
Very high scoring.
The highest score for the first quarter this season for both teams.
That was 42 in the first quarter.
42 each.
What?
Yes.
So we're talking 84 points. Oh my gosh.
It was ridiculous.
I hope you didn't take the under, which I most likely did. If we're gonna be honest, I probably took the over.
He usually does, but
I'm an underdog, man. I always gotta hit those unders.
But when it's the
Rockets, you can't be hitting those unders.
Man.
They are the number one team in the league right now, scoring points per game. What really kind of puts them in these tough matchups is the fact that they're 23rd in defense out of 22 teams in the bubble.
But when you're putting in all them points up, I mean, who cares about defense?
That is the design of small ball, though. It's fast-paced transition. You're going to go up and down the floor, and they're going to be high-scoring games.
Our thing is we wear these teams down. We are going to run you
down.
That's
what it is. I feel like that's what helped with the Bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a taller team.
We'll get into that one here soon.
But right. We are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
So, I don't know if we've said it or not, but we won 153 to 149 in overtime. Like I said, it was about a couple ticks left in the last fourth quarter. They send James to the free throw line. He makes the first one to only have two hard.
They said he missed on purpose, right?
No, that's the thing. If you look at it, bro, he's trying to make that shot. It just somehow rims out. Perfect timing. You think it's PJ coming up. No, Robert. Hits the little tip in.
Clutch.
Sends us to overtime. The rest is history because we always show who's the best team in Texas.
That loss is kind of, it looks like it's lingered with the Mavericks. The Mavericks have kind of been slipping as of late. I think they just lost to the Kings today.
To the Kings today?
To the Kings earlier
I
today.
saw that they put up, Kristoff and Luka put up together 70 points to lose to Devin Booker and the Suns.
To the Suns, that's what I'm saying, dude. They might be 0-3 right now.
Oh,
in the bubble.
I knew they were down 2. I don't know
because they just lost today. I want to say it's the Kings, but it was this morning, so I'm not.
Either way, the only one that I see that was a truly good win or a good loss was us. Everyone else is come on.
I really feel like that loss did do some damage. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to be a good team, but. We really did a number on them. But going from that to the Bucks game.
To the Sunday night game, which was...
That really surprised me. I did not have that called at all. I know, right? The hometown hero over here. I love my Rockets, but I will say, I would not have bet on that. I would not have bet on that.
You always bet on 2 MVPs compared to just one. How about that?
I feel you. Chris Middleton, though, I don't know. Hey, they did ball out. It's not like it was an easy dub.
Oh no. I will say it was a good game. Going back and forth throughout the whole thing. Sometimes you think it would be Bucks, sometimes you think it would be Rockets. But when it came to matter the most in the fourth quarter, James Harden did not have a great shooting game. You know what I'm saying? I think he had about 24 points. Which
is a good game
for
the rest of the
players.
league. Yeah, the rest of the league.
But to James, that's a bad game to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he took the challenge to go against Giannis in the last quarter.
Yeah, it wasn't the last possession.
And he put the clamps on his ass.
No, it's very it's like they are coming in with a chip on their shoulder. Like they really are like going into these matchups. Like I love the bubble atmosphere. By the way,
man,
I can't
bubble
say
madness.
I am so. You play every season in a bubble. I'm just kidding. But really though,
every playoff, just go into one.
It really is different. It's like it's almost a whole different atmosphere. It feels like these players, it's more intense for them. It's like they're really like, it's just basketball at this point.
It's just like if you're in a gym and...
No, it really is. It's like those videos you see, the viral videos of the players in the off season.
Yeah, when they're all coming together and whatnot. Yeah, but...
No, it's good stuff. You can hear everything too. No, it's great. It's great.
I mean, we are on a delay, so I'm pretty sure they're not letting us hear everything. But
no, yeah, but you know, some things will making it through, like fucking
some things make it through here as well. As you can tell.
Portland versus Boston. You heard after Hassan Whiteside tried to block Enes Kanter from the 3-point line. You hear Dame. He cannot shoot. That's the stuff. Like that's what I love to hear.
Oh man, but I will say the one note that the one person real quick before we wrap up with our recap was Brook Lopez, man.
That's what's gonna happen when we play teams that have really.
He was having a field day. Yeah. I will say the moment they took him out, I was like, that's our chance.
But that's because they gas out though. That's the advantage of small ball is you're not gonna have that.
That big guy.
Capella wasn't somebody that would gas out, but you're not gonna have those players those big guys that. They might give up one or two at the back half just because they don't have the wind in them anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
But going from our recap, we're going to preview our next 2 games.
Yeah, so we just spoke on it, but they're playing Portland tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I'm not going to lie. To me, this is literally playoff atmosphere because Portland's backed up against the wall and they're fighting for their lives.
They are really. They've kind of faltered the first 2 or 3 games that they played. And now they're
close. It's not like they weren't trying.
Right. Yeah. I think it was a 4-point.
Very close.
3 or 4 points against the Celtics, and that one of their other games was very close as well. Oh, OT versus the Grizzlies. That was their win.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It's Grizzlies, Pelicans.
Oh, the race for 8 is a really interesting
and the thing
race.
is, it's not just them no more. We thought it was just going to be them. All these other teams that are in the bubble in the West, they want a piece of that action. So.
Yeah. But Portland, statistically the tallest team in the NBA versus Rockets small ball. It's going to be something to check out tonight. Of course, I guess Nurkic and Whiteside are really the only 2 bigs that we really have to kind of like worry about.
I mean, they're more of a backcourt shooting in many ways.
Right, yeah. But those, like Nurkic, solid big.
Very solid.
Whiteside, when he has his stuff together, can be kind of a defensive.
He's not a very like loud player. He'll get you those stats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just be quiet, low key. The one thing I will say that was I want to note out there was CJ McCullough was out on a podcast saying that if he was on the court 1-on-1 with James Harden, that he would cook him.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he has the body to keep up with him inside.
The
and
fact
I think
that
Harden
he said
can
that,
shoot with him.
Harden
is just as good a shooter, if not a better shooter than McCollum. And inside, the key and everything, Harden's got that 100%.
All day. The thing was, he was saying if he had James by himself on the 3-point line, that he would cook him down.
Oh, and see, he's got all these little, like, if he ate Thai food that day, if he's at the 3-point line, if one of his shoes are untied, I could probably I'd cook him. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Following that game, we're going to play against the Lakers, which I think will be one of the most exciting games of the bubble so far.
That's going to be a very telling game. Like, is this Rockets hype, like this kind of momentum they have, is it really like true momentum that they're going to carry? Because they could hit this Lakers team and end up, this could kind of derail all that momentum. So it's a big game. The Lakers have been playing like a machine though as of late. And it's a good thing to note, they will be, it'll be back-to-back games for the Lakers. They're playing tomorrow, and then they're playing on Thursday. So that
kind of benefits us a little
Hopefully,
bit.
yeah.
Kind of wear them out.
We've had the break,
yeah. Exactly, right on. Well,
we'll have had a break because we're not playing on Wednesday. We're playing tonight,
They did just clinch the first seed, so I mean, they can lose the rest of the game.
Not super shocking. Yeah. The Clippers actually just dropped a game to... the Suns. We keep bringing up the Suns.
Something's happening out there.
But yeah, the Clippers just dropped a game, so it makes the Lakers spot even more. Well, it's 100% guaranteed, but
it
now
makes that second seed.
Yeah, that second seed is a little bit open for. It's the Rockets in Denver right now. The Rockets are, I think, 3 games back
behind Denver in 2 games.
No. It's 3 games total behind Clippers, and then it's 1.5 to Denver.
Behind the Denver. Okay, right on.
1.5 to Denver. But
that's gonna be exciting games to come up.
Yeah,
we're excited to recap those on the next episode.
The Lakers are a scary team, though. They've been playing like a machine. It's their depth, man. Dion Waiters, his last game, he balled out. Caruso's balling out. They got Kuzma. Who is it? JaVale McGee. And not to mention AD and LeBron.
And Dwight.
I didn't even think about Dwight, man. That depth, bro. It's insane. They've got depth in the backcourt. They've got depth in the front court. It's a scary team.
No, they're a very scary team.
It's a beatable team as the Raptors.
We've already faced them one time, small ball already. So pre-bubble, and we'll just see if we can do it once more.
It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a good litmus test to see exactly who these Rockets are.
Yeah.
And we're definitely excited for it. So, on that note, who do you have? How do you have these next 2 games going? You got 2-0.
As I've already proclaimed, we are going 8-0 in this bubble.
Oh my gosh.
8-0.
You want to lock that down for real?
Laced up.
It's on the wager board for sure.
Laced up.
All right.
Locked up.
Laced up. He's locking that in. Okay, so with that, we're gonna go ahead to
broader.
The biggest sort of NBA news before we move on. So what do you kind of have around?
One of my things is I was excited to finally hear Jamal Crawford got signed. And so not too long ago, I believe it was earlier today, he had his first game back and he left the season, or he left the league.
His last game.
He left the league with a 50-piece, wing dinner. And he enters this one with, guess what? Starts with 5, but just 5 piece.
He got a 6-pack but gave one to somebody.
But I will say, just that alone was just kind of exciting for me to see. Not to mention the Nets also took out the Bucks.
Yeah, they beat the Bucks, which is insane. The Bucks right now 1-2 in
they're
seeding
starting
games.
to slip a little bit, which doesn't faze me, but at the same time, it's always kind of nice to hear that.
Speaking more on the East, the Pacers and T.J. Warren.
Was not suspecting the Pacers to be as dominant as they are.
They're in the 4 seed right now. Or, I'm sorry, they're the 5 seed right now. T.J. Warren. I'm sorry?
Trying to get that.
Yeah, right, exactly. They're actually right above the Sixers, who they beat in the first game of seeding. So they've got that kind of like tiebreaker on them and the lead on the Sixers, who have been playing super streaky ball.
Very streaky. Yeah, there's some days where you're just like, man, they're just.
The Spurs are a good team, but last night it took a Steve Milton 3-pointer with 6 seconds left to beat him, and the Spurs really should have won that game.
The Spurs, real quick, they are doing phenomenal.
Another team that's fighting for that 8 spot.
8 seed, it's pops. You never count them out in the playoffs. I will say.
And the way it looks like Portland's dropping games. Grizzlies still haven't won a game in the bubble. One of the big teams that I'm like before the season or before the bubble started, I was like, oh yeah, Grizzlies.
It's that momentum. You know what I'm saying?
They're 0-3 right now. It's awful.
They had a great game against the Pelicans, I will say.
I think that went to OT.
We finally got to see Zion versus Ja, and it was a pretty good matchup. The Pelicans coming out on top finally.
The Pelicans have been playing pretty good ball. They are kind of who we thought they were. I don't see them. I don't see them sneaking in the playoffs.
No, not at all. But
I'm sorry.
All I was gonna say is I will say that they have been playing against good teams. Lakers, Utah, Memphis. But they're also a contending team. So I will say, just because I don't think they are going to make it, only because this schedule is very tough. That's just me.
Yeah. To speak on Utah, a gritty team playing teams tough. Their record isn't like one of those sexy records right now in the league, but they played OKC and Los Angeles Lakers down to the wire. Those teams ended up pulling away in the fourth quarter, but it was back and forth. That's why I love this bubble basketball. It seems like these games, they're either rubber banding where one team gets a lead and then the other team comes back and then or they're like 2 points.
It's literally, it's all I know. It's exciting. I haven't really seen a game where I was like,
exactly right.
Because the thing is, I'm so happy to have sports back that I'll watch anything. But there hasn't been a game where I'm like, this wasn't worth it. Everything has been great so far. So I'm in love.
So kind of, I guess we're going to go, just before we wrap it up, I want to kind of get your thoughts on that 8 seed. So the Suns, who are 3-0 right now, the Kings are fighting for that spot, but they're on a 4-game lose streak. I think 2 or 3 have been in the bubble. And then Portland, San Antonio, and New Orleans. So between the 5, Phoenix, San Antonio, Sacramento, New Orleans, or Portland. You got to pick one.
That's a good one. All right, well.
And don't even take like what's hot right now, because we're thinking in the future. We're thinking their next 6 games.
Okay, well, I haven't looked at that. I don't have their schedule up in front of me, but
just a feeling.
I'm going to say.
We've done enough research about their past games, so what do you think?
Pops, man.
Pop's
gonna get in, dude.
So that, no, Hillick's gonna sneak in. I think he's at the 10 seed or the 9 seed right now.
All I'm saying is, prior to this bubble, I had for sure Portland taking the 8 seed. But just the way I've seen them play and just to see how they're doing.
And the Spurs are balling right now.
Spurs, man.
Rudy Gay has been that last game he just had, I believe against, the 76ers.
Yeah.
Rudy Gay balled out, and then Devin White coming off the bench, and then of course they still have DeMar DeRozan. It's a good squad. For me though, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton.
The Suns.
This was like my least favorite pick in the offseason. I said the Suns, watch them, man. They're gonna sneak in. They're coming out with articles. Oh, that's their year. Like anything's possible. And now 3-0 in the bubble, just knocked off the Clippers today. Just beat the Clippers.
They got firepower, I will say. All I know is the way you sound very excited about Phoenix and the way I sound excited about the Spurs, I smell a bet.
Oh shit! What if they get the playing game too? They trigger it.
They have to.
Yeah, because it's for the 8 seed and the 9 seed. If they're 2 games apart, they have to play.
Automatically triggers.
Mm-hmm. So that would be interesting. Right now, the Grizzlies have the spot. Right, it's Grizzlies and Portland, 8 and 9.
8 and 9.
But they're
real
both
close.
They're both on the
they're downward squad.
And San Antonio and Suns heading straight up. So that it could happen. So I guess we don't want to go too.
Well, listen. All I'm saying is a bet is brewing. And I feel something if you still feel the same way about next episode.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll keep that on the back burner. So I guess from that, we're going to go on and move on to an ad.
Yeah, we're going to shout out one of our sponsors. We want to give a quick shout out to SBG Inc., a local business that makes custom shirts, logos, face masks, and much more. They actually provided us with our logo, and we plan on collaborating with them on merch here in the near future. So go ahead and hit them up and follow them on Instagram at SPGX Inc. And from there, let's move on over to the major leagues.
So in baseball, we're going to go ahead and recap Astros games and Astros news first. So the Astros and the Angels wrapped up their series this weekend, a 3-game series. And so just as Carlos kind of predicted, he's usually right with his baseball. 2-1. Houston had the series.
Took 2-1. We did take the first game as I predicted. I was more thinking that Lance McCullers would be there longer. He wasn't there too long. He was only out for 4 innings. He did allow 4 runs, so I believe that's the reason why they pulled him out. But we did end up taking that game 9-6. Luckily for us, we were just consistently, getting batters on base, hitting the ball, and it just allowed us to have big enough cushion to, take the game from them.
No, yeah, and the Angels were without Mike Trout, I think, for the whole series.
His
maternity leave.
He just had a baby boy be born. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. And one thing I just want to know real quick from that, the initials is BAT. Bat.
Oh my gosh!
Right on, man. Congrats,
dude.
I don't think he did it on purpose. But
I would. I'm a bad bettor, but I would bet on it.
So we did take game 1. Game 2 was not in our favor. It's one of those things where we went into the extra innings. We went to the 10th inning after we rallied in the 9th with Reddick and Springer making some great home runs. George Springer, with his second home run of the season, gave us 1 run over the Angels. Unfortunately, Castro's double tied it for extra innings, and Hermosillo sacrifice hit wins the game in extra innings.
Yeah, no. So it's tough getting a sweep on any team, especially over in their in Anaheim.
Yeah, we were actually over there.
Yeah,
in LA,
so it's tough. And we took them to extras.
Yeah, no, it's just.
I'm just glad to see that home run dinger for Springer.
George, trying to get him out of that funk. Cause
he's been playing pretty not so hot lately. He's still hitting under 200.
Not so hot prior to this series. I will say he's getting just a little bit better. But from there, game 2 we lost 4-5 to the Angels. Game 3, we actually win 6-5 in extra innings. Our first extra inning win.
Yeah, and I think we've been in 3 or 4 of them already.
The last prior to that win, it was the last 4 games we had went to 3 extra innings, and we lost all 3.
Yeah,
all the first 2. Sorry.
It's I think it's a combination of, and I think it's mostly poor hitting, especially from the leadoff or especially from the top of the lineup, and then streaky pitching. Besides Javier, I mean, who else can you say? And maybe McCullers, but who else can you be like? Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and not allow 1 or 2 runs.
You know who I like? That one dude Taylor that comes out from the bullpen. He comes out there every now and then. He hasn't started yet. He hasn't done anything like in that sense.
Is he one of those new rookies too?
He's one of our new rookies, and every time I see him go out there, I'm confident that he's gonna get a quick 1, 2, 3 out and move on over.
Okay. So there's a little bit of hope, but
some type of hope,
But yeah, between those things, we're sticking in games. We're not like going out and outright like losing games, which I guess is a good thing. But we've got to be able to put these teams away, especially the Angels, man.
Without
MVP. Trout.
Yeah,
without Trout.
It was a back and forth game. Reddick had us tie the game in the 9th inning, which went all the way to 11. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime prior to that game going past the 9th inning, I was getting a little nervous with our extra innings record.
Yeah, especially
so far. So it was a great feeling to finally get that win. Bregman with his single allows Springer to run in, and bam.
One of his few singles. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna beat that dead horse until they get over 200.
That's all right, man. As long as a dub's a dub, man.
That's true. Very true. Very true. So on that note, they're gonna go ahead and tonight they're starting their series with Arizona in Arizona,
Look at
right?
you guys watching 2 great teams play tonight. I'm not talking about Diamondbacks. I'm talking about Astros Rockets, homeboy.
I guess that's a good one. But
this is gonna be an NL away series for us.
It's Javier versus Bumgarner. So
I will say it's gonna be a good pitching.
Javier
series.
earned his first start, and he's earned it with a 1.53 ERA, which is something good. I'm not privy to the exact. What is it? 6.2 he's pitched, huh?
It was a little bit over 6. I want to say 6.2.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's still.
How many innings he's pitched so far? But still, I mean.
Yeah, no, that's very good. 1.53 and 6. That's yeah. No, we'll take that all day. And to move on from that, we just need Tuve and Springer to start hitting, man. I keep beating this dead horse, but it's my biggest thing. Those are our best hitters.
Those are our best.
Alex Bregman finally got over 200. It looks like he's finally getting in the groove.
I want to say I feel like I feel like that Dodgers game got in their head, and I think that just kind of. But getting out of there.
Now this series is one, especially to bounce back. We've got Yuli Gurriel and Correa have been holding it down. Yeah, Correa's actually hitting 333 right now.
Oh, right on.
Over 300. So Brantley actually isn't going to be in the lineup tonight.
He's getting
He's getting a day off. Yeah,
okay,
so
no
we're going to be missing that. But again, it is the Diamondbacks, so I don't think we're going to need a whole lot of hits. The Diamondbacks have the least amount of hits for a team who's played their full schedule. Miami, Phillies, Nationals, and I think a couple other teams. They didn't get to play
because they haven't had all their games.
Toronto Blue Jays, yeah.
Right on. All right, well, it's gonna be a pretty interesting series. Like my prediction, I will say we have a 3-0 sweep as well. I don't know if you noticed that.
So I'm gonna take a 2-1 just 2-1. Because like I alluded to earlier.
Like you said, it's always hard.
I hate picking sweeps in baseball, especially away sweeps like that. Martel, I don't know if they're brothers, but Ketel Martel and Starling Martel are hitting over 300. Christian Walker, like you mentioned earlier, he's also I think he's their best hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting over 300.
Yeah.
So it's not like they don't have hitters. It's just they're few and far between. And the Astros are actually the third best hitting or run scoring team. I'm sorry, I've been saying hitting, but Arizona has scored the fewest amount of runs in baseball.
In their whole little season so far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the Astros are hitting the third most amount of runs. Surprisingly,
I mean, that's
talking all this mess, but they are actually producing.
It's the back of the lineup, man.
It is. It really is. That's where it's at.
From Brantley on up, I will say.
So I definitely have the Astros winning tonight, the first game, especially with Javier.
Oh yeah. Would like to see what he does as his first time on the mound. So good luck, my man.
So on that, we're gonna move on to broader baseball news, and so hate to say it, but Yankees looking like Yankees, man. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Yeah, man. They're one of the better hitting baseball or run scoring teams in the league too.
Every time I put on the TV and it's baseball and it has to do with the Yankees, it's always talking about.
I would be lying if I said I didn't win money off of them in any of these. I'm not a Yankees fan, but they have been helping my pocketbook a little bit. Especially that Red Sox game. I saw them down, and I saw the odds, and they were some absurd number plus. It was like plus 200 or plus 300 for the Yankees to come back and win in the 8th inning. They're down by 1. I'm like, Aaron Judge, come on. He's been playing really good baseball.
No.
But we're gonna go ahead and get out of the fucking Yankees talk.
Fuck the Bronx.
But the Twins, not a big shocker, but pretty much the best team in the American League. They have the most runs scored in baseball right now.
In baseball
58.
right now. 58.
And then you got Miami, who's actually has the best record in baseball at 2-1. So there you go, Marlins. You found a way to get in first place. Yeah. by any means, as they say. By any means. And on some somber news, the Atlanta Braves, they lost one of their really, really good stud pitchers, a rising star in the game. He's lost for the whole season with a torn Achilles. So that's extremely tough.
Hope to see you back next season, man. Get healthy, man.
Thoughts and prayers to that. So, any big news for you on baseball, really?
I mean, was it for the Mets, I believe?
I don't want to talk about the Mets.
Okay, well then we won't refer to someone opting out without letting other people know that he opted out.
So a funny story, in case anybody hasn't heard, the Mets had a game lined up, and they couldn't find Yolanda Cespedes for the longest time, so they went to check his room, and the boys packed up and left.
A nice little mitt with a pillow and everything.
So the team didn't even get word until mid-game, like 6th or 7th inning, that, hey, Cespedes has just opted out. So I don't know if y'all remember Vontae Davis in the Bills where he retired at halftime, but it's definitely got big Vontae Davis vibes. Big fat Vontae Davis vibes.
Hilarious.
And the Mets could really use him too, because DeGrom is pitching one of the nastiest pitchers in baseball, and they can't score.
They can't.
It doesn't matter. DeGrom can give up 1 run a game, and they're gonna lose every game.
Right. One.
It's insane. It's insane stuff, man.
Well, from moving on from the major leagues, we're gonna go to the National Football League.
But before that, never mind. We don't have an ad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're good. So we just want to give y'all our top 3 things upcoming this season for the Texans. Are pretty much our takes of what we think we want to look out for. With one of mine will be Tim Kelly, the offensive coordinator, stepping on up to that position. I want to see how his play calling differs from Bill O'Brien, and see what he can do without D-Hop. You know?
Yeah, and so it's kind of to piggyback off that. One of my biggest things that I'm keeping an eye on for the Texans is who's going to step up. Is it going to be Brandon Cooks to replace D-Hop? Is it going to be Brandon Cooks? Is it going to be a healthy Will Fuller finally? Could we see maybe one of the tight ends that we've been so high on take that next step? Jordan Thomas, Akins, one of those guys, can they take that step? And for what's your second?
So my second one would be I'm going to pay attention to the O-line.
Of course,
I'm a big guy.
With the Texans,
I always, shout out to the wall. With the line being finally back together and healthy, I just want to see if they can continue to stay healthy and protect the shot.
Exactly.
That's going to be one thing that I will be looking out for. What's your second one?
To jump off of that, actually, the O-line's actually going to impact my second thing. I want to see how David Johnson produces.
First season with us?
Yeah, can he... Went early in his career, he was a stud player that everybody thought was going to take the league by storm, be that next, I guess, Derrick Henry type of player. He doesn't have the same game as Derrick Henry, but you know what I mean. He's a versatile, good back. He was Christian McCaffrey before Christian McCaffrey came into the league.
2016, he was the man.
And since then, he's really fallen out, whether it be by injury or just kind of like mediocre play. So I want to see he's going to bounce back after being traded to the Texans, especially with such we are
very diverse.
Yeah, our offense spreads the ball around. We do throw the ball to the back, so having David Johnson and Duke Johnson in the backfield, it's going to be a dynamic little thing to see. I just hope
not related.
I want him to win the job from Duke Johnson. Yeah. If he comes in and Duke Johnson and David Johnson are like a committee backfield,
it's gonna be
it's a bad look. I'm not a fan of it at all.
Yeah, all right, I see that. I appreciate that.
So I guess to move to the defense, what's your third?
So my last thing was pretty much simple. Who's gonna take the tackle? Who's gonna be the tackle leader for the defense? Zach Cunningham, he was the number one tackler last season. I do want to see if maybe Bernard McKinney will take that, or if it's Whitney Merciless. So I just want to see out of those three.
Yeah, we need a big jump out of Merciless, especially for my third thing. The J.J. Watt, the drop off, it's inevitable. Father time, especially he's not a quarterback like Tom Brady. He's not going to make it playing into his 40s,
45.
Putting up suitable numbers. So there's going to be. I'm curious to see this year if we really finally see that. If we see a healthy Watt produce less. There have been years his stats have hurt because he missed games and whatnot.
But even when he did miss games, his stats were still among one of the highest in the league.
He's a good player, but it's going to come. And I'm not like hoping for it.
No. Trust me, JJ. We love it. We just want to see what's up.
Yeah, I want to see how he's going to kind of evolve. How...
Because I will say, that's a thing that older players do.
They adapt. That's what makes good players.
That's what makes you a great player. See, I mean, you can't do the same thing you were doing, year one. You have to learn from what you can do and make it happen.
Exactly. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up today. There's not a whole lot of football news, so that's why we don't...
I want to say one thing. It's not NFL related, but it's XFL related.
Oh, right. So there's some XFL news.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
One of my favorite people in the world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Him among some other folks.
Bailing out McMahon again. Always. Anytime McMahon's needs some sort of juice.
For real though.
The Rock.
Really. Him and another group of people, they went out and actually bought the XFL. So The Rock is part owner of the XFL. We would like to see them come back because we do love our Houston Roughnecks. You know what I'm saying? We want to see them, continue what they were doing.
I loved it. It was good for the sport. It was good for the city. They had a fan base. The only reason it didn't last is because of Corona and everything that's going on.
Unfortunately, but
so I'm stoked for it. I'm rooting for it, and I'm excited to see it. I actually did read an article that they're looking into more than 8 teams next time.
I just want to see if they're going to be a better league. A better league with this whole pandemic going on. Let me see if you can actually do some type of NBA bubble things. Because if that's the case, then I will really be more confident in seeing that this finishes.
Right, exactly. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to football coming back. As of right now, it is in the works. All the teams have met up together. So we're gonna keep an eye on that for the next episode. With that being said, we got one more quick ad from a sponsor. I think Carlos has got it.
Yeah, so we're gonna do our final shout out to R&R Craft House Grill. If you're ever in the Cypress area, need a good place to relax with family, or even enjoy a nice cocktail, R&R Craft House Grill is the place for you. Located off of Malkinson and Louetta Road, they are a locally owned craft burger and craft beer joint that has grown quite popular over the last 3 years for their amazing burgers. So pop in any day of the week from 11 to 9.
All right, and with that, we're gonna see you guys Friday. This was the Tuesday the Tuesday, August 4th episode, and we're going to see you guys on Friday. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.
Shout out.
Take it easy.